Welcome to Fairy Tales -1.
Hello, little dreamers. Are you snuggled in tight and ready for an adventure? Because today we're going on a journey filled with shimmering light and whispering secrets. The story I have for you today is called Alara and the Whispering Geode. Once upon a time, in a valley filled with fields of sunflowers that always faced the sun, lived a young girl named Alara. Alara wasn't like the other children. While they played tag and built mud castles, Alara loved to sit at the edge of the sunflower field watching the sun. She wasn't just watching it, she was listening. She believed with all her heart that the sun whispered secrets to those who knew how to listen. One day, a particularly strong sunbeam, thicker and brighter than any she'd ever seen, pierced through the leaves of the tallest sunflower. It didn't just stop there. It continued down, seemingly into the earth itself. Alara gasped. This was no ordinary sunbeam. This was an invitation. Without a second thought, Alara followed the beam. She pushed aside the sunflower leaves and discovered a small hidden opening in the ground, barely big enough for her to squeeze through. Hesitantly, she crawled inside. It was dark at first, but then as she moved deeper, the sunbeam grew stronger, illuminating a winding tunnel. The walls of the tunnel sparkled not with dirt, but with tiny crystals that shimmered in the light. As Alara walked, she could hear faint whispers like the wind chimes her grandmother used to hang on the porch. "Follow the light, follow the light," the whispers seemed to say. The tunnel sloped downwards, and Alara began to feel a gentle warmth radiating from the walls. The crystals grew bigger and more colorful, now glowing with hues of amethyst, emerald, and ruby. She soon arrived at a large cavern, and the sight that greeted her took her breath away. The entire cavern was a giant geode lined with enormous glittering crystals. In the center of the geode, bathed in the sunlight, was a pool of water that shimmered like liquid stars. The whispering was now louder, chorus of tiny voices all around her. A wise-looking old badger, its fur dusted with crystal dust, emerged from behind a particularly large amethyst. "Welcome, Alara," he said, his voice surprisingly gentle. "We have been waiting for you." Alara, though startled, wasn't scared. The badger's eyes twinkled like the crystals surrounding them. "Who are you?" she asked. "And how did you know my name?" "We are the keepers of the geode," the badger replied. "We protect the heartlight, the very essence of the valley's joy and life. The sun in its wisdom chose you to be our visitor." He gestured to the pool of water. "The heartlight is fading. The valley above is slowly losing its color, its laughter. We need your help to restore it." Alara looked at the pool, noticing that its shimmer was indeed dimming. "But what can I do?" she asked, feeling overwhelmed. The badger smiled. "The heartlight responds to kindness, to joy, to the very things that make the valley special. Tell us stories of the sunflowers, of the children playing, of the old woman with the wind chimes. Remind the heartlight of the beauty above." And so Alara began to tell stories. She spoke of the sunflowers turning their faces to the sun, of the children's laughter echoing through the fields, of the gentle music of her grandmother's wind chimes. As she spoke, the pool of water began to glow brighter and brighter, its light filling the geode with warmth. She told stories for hours, each one filled with love and appreciation for her home. Finally, when she had exhausted all her tales, the heartlight shone with a dazzling brilliance, illuminating every corner of the geode. "Thank you, Alara," the badger said. "You have saved the valley. The heartlight is restored." He led her back through the tunnel, and as she emerged from the opening in the ground, she saw that the sunflowers were even brighter than before, their faces tilted towards the sky, as if singing a song of gratitude. Alara returned to her home, her heart filled with joy. From that day on, she continued to listen to the sun, and she never forgot the secret of the whispering geode and the importance of kindness and joy. She often visited the opening in the ground, sometimes just to listen to the whispers and remember her adventure. And whenever she saw a particularly strong sunbeam, she knew it was a reminder of the magic that lay hidden beneath the surface, waiting to be discovered. She knew the valley was safe, not just because of the keepers of the geode, but because of the power of stories and the unwavering light in her own heart. And with that, our adventure ends for today, little dreamers. Did you enjoy your journey into the whispering geode? If this story sparked your imagination, a like would be wonderful. It helps us share these tales with even more children around the world. Subscribing ensures you'll never miss our next tale, and you can always revisit your favorite stories anytime you like. Sweet dreams, and remember to always listen to the whispers of the sun.
See you again, and do like, share, and subscribe the channel. Fairy Tales!